How's it going, everyone? I'm gonna check out some more of these TikToks. I'm gonna start posting different types of videos on this channel also, but I like checking out these, and I know other people do too, and I think they're interesting, and hopefully you do too. Here we go.
When I was a girl, I was procured and sent to work for a family. There was a boy, the boy's mother, and the boy's grandfather. They were coming from Africa. They were white as me. I thought they'd be black. And because of something the boy did, I never told what he did. The boy did something very dark. And it was very little. And then one day I asked someone in the circle, Imelda, Joaquin's mother. I asked Imelda, I said, is he the Antichrist? I was 13 years old. She didn't even blink. She said, no, but he will present the mark. And when you see him do that, the Antichrist will take the stage. So, now here we are, 40 years later. Boom, that boy is the star of the world. The boy's name then was El Elyon. It's changed over time. We're 40 years later. And I see that boy everywhere, and the world adores him, but he's the king of Babylon.
Now, what do you guys think? You think that she's telling the truth? I mean, I don't know.
Chips are
Sorry. I don't know. I'm surprised she's still alive. Really, if that's true. I mean, I know I've seen some stuff from her before, some other things she said, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
haunted not by the souls of dead sailors, but by something far more sinister. For centuries, there have been reports of ghost ships plying the seas. These ships are often believed to be piloted by the undead or cursed in some way. But what if there's more to the ghost ship story than meets the eye? One theory is that ghost ships are actually alien spacecraft. This theory is based on the fact that many ghost ships behave in strange and unusual ways. For example, several ghost ships have been seen moving at incredible speeds or disappearing and reappearing in different locations. Another theory is that ghost ships are portals to other dimensions. This theory is based on the fact that some people who have encountered ghost ships have reported seeing strange creatures or objects on board. Some people even claim to have been transported to other worlds via ghost ships. Regardless of the explanation, ghost ships are still one of the most fascinating and mysterious phenomena on the sea.
I haven't thought too much about ghost ships. I don't know about aliens. I mean, aliens are demons or that or fallen angels or you know what I mean. But I don't know. I haven't put much thought into that before. Here, I'll play the next one. Oh, my mouse isn't wanting to work. Hold on. Sorry.
Actors Britney Spears started her career with Disney and was put under management by Lou Pearlman. Jamie Spears, Britney's younger sister, was on Nickelodeon and close with TV producer Dan Schneider. Jamie Lynn Spears got pregnant at 15, and it's rumored that the baby actually belongs to Dan. Amanda Bynes, another Nickelodeon and Disney child star, accused her father of abusing her when she was young and said that he should be in jail. Like Britney, Amanda has a conservatorship with her father. She sent a letter to her lawyer cryptically capitalizing certain letters of the email, and it spelled out Dan did it. Hillary Hawkins, former Nickelodeon child actor, released the monologues saying they were based on true stories. Jeanette McCurdy, a former Nickelodeon child actor, created a YouTube channel where she shares her own personal videos. One video is titled He Me, where she wrote in the description that it is autobiographical. Corey Feldman and Elijah Wood have also addressed Hollywood's a problem in several interviews. Macaulay Culkin, another Disney child actor, started a band called the Pizza Underground, where all of their songs were super weird and have images of just pizza on them. Was he hinting to Pizzagate? And for those of you who are unaware of what Pizzagate is, in March of 2016, WikiLeaks released emails that contained coded messages connecting several high-ranking Democrat Party officials such as John Podesta and Hillary Clinton with an alleged trafficking and child using pizza emojis as one of their coded messages for children. Soundgarden's lead singer Chris Cornell and Linkin Park lead singer Chester Bennington were both in the middle of producing a documentary called The Silent Children, which was designed to expose human trafficking. Mysteriously, before it was completed and released, both men supposedly committed suicide, which both men spoke of suffering from abuse as children. And if all of that's not coincidence enough, there are rumors that Chester Bennington is the son of John Podesta. In an interview with Arizona Wilder held by David Icke, she stated, the Aryans, the purity of their blood and what is in it. That is what it's all about, the blood and the menstrual containing something that is important for the propagation of this race that is in control of the entire planet. As of 2023, there isn't any institution that hasn't been tainted by this industry and their controlled programs and narratives associated with it. Religion, education systems, entertainment industries, fashion industries, and governments worldwide are all linked to horrific acts and crimes against humanity. So now the question becomes, why? To that, I believe I have some very profound answers. Now, you may be asking yourself, who exactly am I? And to most of you, I am just a nobody. But if you really like to know who I am, my story, and my credibility, there is a podcast called Raised by Spirit, which is the first 13 chapters of an independently published book. And in those first 13 chapters, it's essentially the story of all the experiences that allowed me to understand higher levels of genuine enlightenment throughout my life. I encourage you to do your own research on all of this and come to your own conclusion. It would be absolutely foolish to think that every last piece of the puzzle and information is all in this video. However, I do believe all the missing pieces will eventually come together and we will have full knowledge of it all. So with that said, the following is information that I have, yes, channeled over the last 4 years starting in 2019, all of which I did not realize was one big message until the end of 2022. But I beg of you to listen to this all the way through and again, come to your own conclusion. Now, we've been conditioned and taught through belief systems that to be a soul means you are automatically human. You're automatically within a mind, body, spirit experience. And that is not the case. That thought process implies that a soul is not subject to evolution, yet everything we know of from a micro scale to a macro scale suggests that we are subject to evolution. So then the question becomes, why would that be any different for a soul? Well, apparently it's not. So I'm going to explain a lot of this to you in the form of a story. And the reason I'm doing that is because of the way our minds work. Equally, I do it this way because we all, to some degree, have been conditioned to learn and understand in this way. So when we try to understand the spiritual, energetic aspect of life, we do tend to humanize spirit, right? Realistically, though, it's foolish to place limits of the human experience on something that is limitless and the grand totality of the infinite. So we have to understand that when we humanize something, that is okay, but we also have to understand that when we humanize the idea of something or understanding of something, we are absolutely placing limits on something that is limitless. And additionally, I think right now, most people just lack the comprehension and ability to really comprehend what infinite totality is. We're just not there yet. We're infants in that level of understanding.
Okay, so that lady, she started off talking about, stuff that's pretty serious, and it's Satanism. That's what it is. It's not, all this Gnostic stuff, whatever the heck she's talking about. It's just, it sounds dumb coming out of one's mouth, doesn't it? I don't know. Sorry if I offend anybody. It's just, come on. Anyways, yeah, it's Satanism. They do that. They do that to their children, and then those children grow up and do it too. Macaulay Culkin, he's one of them. You know what I mean? Like they do it all the time. And really, I would love for it to be stopped, and Jesus will stop it one day, and I can't wait for that. Really.
This is how they claim they get into outer space, is these rockets. Their rockets never go straight up. Every single rocket launch from a government space agency, you'll notice, follows a parabolic curve. It goes up, it reaches a peak, but what they do is as the rocket starts coming back down, they make sure that it goes down over the ocean, out of the way of any curious observers. Anyone can see it coming back down to Earth, asks, hey, how come the rocket's not going up anymore? Well, it's going around the curvature of the Earth, is what they tell us. So every single rocket, the reason that it follows a parabolic curve, they say, is because it's going around the curvature of the Earth. The real reason is they can't get up any higher than that.
The only thing that's been to space is your imagination.
They tell us that the Earth is a sphere. They show us pictures of a sphere, of a circle. It's a perfect circle. And then they come out and they say, well, it's actually an oblate spheroid. Oh, what's that? Well, it's a sphere that's flattened at both poles, so it's more of an oval shape. It actually bulges out south of the equator, as well as being flattened at the poles. So it's more pear-shaped.
So it's not actually a sphere. It's oblate. And officially it's an oblate spheroid. That's what we call it. But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good word. It's like pear-shaped.
So now it's pear-shaped. So why are all of these official NASA photos and videos showing perfect spheres when it's actually an oblate spheroid or a pear-shaped spheroid? They can't get their story straight. And the reason they keep changing it is that to fit the model, they have to change the shape of the Earth. South of the equator is larger than north of the equator because lines of longitude that just extend outwards, they don't contract back. So they concede that in their pear model. They say, well, the side bulges out south of the equator. It's bigger south of the equator. Yeah, it is, because it's flat. But instead of admitting that, they just, make tweaks to their model as time goes on. They say that the ball Earth tilts back 23.5 degrees. That's another tweak they made because we can see Polaris, which is right over the North Pole, from 23.5 degrees south latitude. Shouldn't be able to see that on a ball. So they just tilt the Earth back and then okay, now you can see it. And so they come up with explanations in reverse like this. Damage control, reverse engineered explanations.
Yeah, the pictures of the Earth they show are all generated. None of them are, real. I mean, that's not even a conspiracy theory. They say that. But, what is it? I think it was Universal or one of these movie companies had a picture of the Earth before NASA had even released it. So, I don't know if the Earth is, flat, but it's definitely not what they say it is. I mean, Anyways, I appreciate you watching. I still got more clips. I just, want to say thanks.
For you to dive into. And if you don't feel like diving into it, I do have a video that's posted. It's already uploaded where you can watch the full story. But back in 2005, 2006, maybe 2007, YouTube was not the same. People used to talk about the weird side of YouTube. All of YouTube was weird back then. There were no guidelines. People were posting the craziest stuff. There was a Russian guy who was fertilizing chicken eggs with his own swimmers. He was trying to recreate life, and he was successful. People were able to watch 3 babies be made. They don't look like babies that we would expect them to look like. This guy was always really frantic, and he never showed his face, but we could recognize his hands. He was always posting in different rooms like he was on the run. People were saying that he was actually being looked for by Russian authorities for crimes against humanity. He was wanted by world authority figures for breaking universal laws. Supposedly there is a world peace treaty or a world treaty that prevents people from interbreeding species. It's called homunculus. I have the full video. I already posted it, or you can just dive down this creepy ass rabbit hole by yourself.
I'm gonna check that out because they got I forgot the name of the place in New Mexico or something like that. But they're doing the same stuff. Just like in the days of Noah, right?
Y'all, this man, he called his boss asking him, why didn't y'all tell me they had a new employee, right? He constantly looking back, right? He talking to somebody, right? Just watch, this is creepy. Look, having a whole conversation with somebody, right? Saying that somebody came and he dapping that person off and everything. Now see, look, y'all see when he dapped them off, look what happened. He dapped them off. You see that shadow? And then the shadow goes over here and he pulling the chair out for him. He swore to God he sat there and had a whole conversation with this person. He moved over, talking to him and everything. Y'all better protect yourselves. Whatever that was took advantage of him.
Nah, yeah, that's strange. I've seen that clip before, but yeah, that is weird. I think there's even a longer one.
Okay. Hey?
Hello?
I don't know. Those are weird. A lot of these clips you don't know if they're real though, but I mean, I do think some of them are. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah.
World's elite are not just planning for the future, they're preparing for survival. Elon Musk's rumored high-tech island retreat and Rihanna's undisclosed island haven are just the tip of the iceberg. Whispers abound about Jeff Bezos developing an underground facility designed for enduring global catastrophes. From private islands to fortified bunkers, the rich and powerful are securing their own safety nets. But as billionaires carve out their sanctuaries, it begs the question, what do they know that we don't? As they prepare for the worst, the rest of us are left to ponder the implications of these secretive escape plans. The line between prudence and paranoia blurs in 2024. Are these preparations just wise foresight, or do they hint at something more? Let's uncover the truth behind the elite's plans for surviving potential global calamities.
Yeah, they're all going to hide underground once stuff starts popping off. I mean, there's underground tunnels. Supposedly there's underground cities, and there probably is. And I mean, they all got these bunkers. I mean, they can't hide. The problem, what they're trying to do, they're trying to hide from us. And hide from God. When He comes. Like in the Bible, it says, I forget exactly how it's worded, but that letting the rocks try to let the rocks hide them, or I forget, but you know what I mean. They're not going to be able to hide.
Abuse expanded into child pornography, and he was sending this child pornography of me through the U.S. mails, and he was caught. The pornography was confiscated by a criminal faction of our government. The local politician approached my father and told him that he would receive immunity from prosecution if he would sell me into the CIA's MKUltra Project Monarch.
Project Monarch utilized a combination of psychology, cognitive neuroscience, trauma, and occult rituals to create within the victims one or more altered personas that could be then triggered and programmed by the handlers.
Yeah, it's a trauma-based mind control. Yeah, that's when I was talking about a little bit ago about them. These rich people doing that kind of stuff to their children. So they grow up and do the same thing. It's like they come up with split personalities, and they detach because all the trauma, in their mind, they're just trying to find a way to escape, and it's terrible, and it needs to be stopped. I know people would wake up to it, really, but
in Hollywood. They don't like me in Hollywood.
Why do they not like you?
I don't wear dresses. I don't do that gay stuff on TV. They had to get some other black person to do that stuff. I'm talking, that's gunning. But they all confess they love the Lord. But you cannot compromise yourself if you love the Lord. So I play tough guys, but young kids want to be soldiers. Young kids don't want to follow a guy to wear a dress. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's funny. I hadn't seen that before, but he passed now? I don't know. I'm sure he was one of them too, but I don't know. Maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But that's all the clips I got for right now. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. I hope you guys, have a great day. And what do you, put in the comments what you think about some of this stuff. Okay, thank you. And God bless. Thank you. Bye.